Hi, I'm Sharon Mancini, and I am a real estate agent, and I also buy houses for rehabs and rentals. So I have a company called Sharon Buys Houses. So I'm really invested in the real estate communities. I do a lot of open houses on my own house and also for sellers that I represent. So I'm pretty in touch with what buyers want, what they're looking for, what they say, what their fears are, what their worries are. So something that I hear often, and I just need to address this, is that New Jersey has such a bad rep. Like, people sometimes come through my open houses and they'll be here for a couple days visiting, and they are moving here for one reason or another, and they're concerned about what they've heard about New Jersey. So I just want to take some time, make this video to clear this up and give you some real life information from someone that has lived in New Jersey most of their life and has also lived other places, so I can talk about context. So this video is going to be a video that you'll just want to put on and drive or clean the house or do whatever you like. There's not going to be a lot of like video about the certain areas. I'm going to do some shorts about certain areas, and that way you'll get to kind of experience them. So subscribe to this channel. That way you'll get notifications on when I do the videos, and you'll get to see like video of actual places in New Jersey and kind of get the feeling of what it's like to live here. But for now, I just want to talk about a couple points about New Jersey and just give you some idea of like my real life experience of being a New Jersey resident, and more than likely this will probably put your mind at ease. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is location. And I am in southern New Jersey, and I have to tell you, like, northern New Jersey and southern New Jersey are like two different states. So a lot of times when people are talking about New Jersey, they're like, have you ever heard the joke? Like, there's some kind of joke going around, what exit? Like, I don't even get it, but apparently it's a joke about New Jersey. And it's really applies to North Jersey. So North Jersey is pretty industrial, and I don't even really know what it's like. I really just go through North Jersey to get to New York City when I drive there. So southern New Jersey is, let's just say I work mainly in Burlington, Gloucester, Camden counties, then Cumberland and Salem County, and then there are the shore counties. So first I want to tell you that what is ordinarily called the beach to most people, here we call the shore. So going down the shore is a big part of South Jerseyans' life. So the beach is a part of the shore, but going to the shore, that's what we call it when most people call it going to the beach. So the shore is the New Jersey coast, and here in South Jersey, it's comprised of Atlantic and Cape May counties, and I'm going to do some shorts about that in the future. So if you subscribe, you'll get that information, as well as my shorts about all the different areas in southern New Jersey. So the shore is only about an hour away. It is the New Jersey coast. There are different towns that have different vibes, but it is a big summertime activity because even like right now it's called local summer. It's my favorite time of year. I love it because all the crowds, like tons of people come from the Jersey Shore from all over, like Canada, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia, like lots of people come to the New Jersey Shore. And it's mainly during the months of June, July, and August. So the New Jersey Shore becomes packed, especially on the weekends. That's not my favorite time. I like May a lot because it kind of has that like, yay, summer's coming, it's so exciting, like that kind of feeling. But like September, October, November are my favorite months. Now, some of the things are closed, like some restaurants, but the majority of things are open, and particularly the boardwalk. So the boardwalk is a very popular feature in South Jersey. It has rides, it has games and food, and you could people go to the Jersey Shore for a week and walk the boardwalk every single night. So there's lots of family fun. Of course, we have the Atlantic Ocean, the beach. There are so many restaurants and bars, and it's just such a fun time. So the New Jersey Shore is very popular, and it's a big part of our lives. Like even us who live closer to Philadelphia like myself. So going to the New Jersey Shore is such a popular thing in the summertime and also year round. So even in the winter, like it's cold down there and sometimes it snows, but it just feels like, I don't know, like a secret, because not that many people are there in the winter and a lot of the businesses are closed, but it's still just, it feels so good to be down there. Like, it's just so fun. So it's something that you have to experience. If you are visiting New Jersey, I recommend taking the hour to drive down to the Jersey Shore and experience that, because it's very different from living like up on the mainland. So beginning with the very tip of New Jersey, and that is Salem County. So Salem and Cumberland counties are really rural. So lots of farm stands, lots of farms, lots of animals, and a lot of people own horses and other farm animals down there. So there's lots of acreage to be had down there. And the prices in South Jersey are really reasonable as opposed to the rest of the country. So you can get a nice amount of land down in Salem County, and Salem County and Cumberland County, I'm going to say maybe 45 minutes or so to Philadelphia, just to give you some context. So those counties are the most rural in South Jersey. Then you get up to Gloucester County. So Gloucester County is about 20 minutes from Philadelphia for context. And Gloucester County also is, it's really built up in the past 20 to 30 years, but it still kind of has that farm vibe, like especially like some towns that are further south, closer to Salem and Cumberland County really have that vibe, but there's still there's a lot more commerce there. So there are a lot more grocery stores, restaurants, shops, everything like that. So it's a lot more accessible, but it doesn't have that real farm feel that Salem and Cumberland counties have. So Gloucester County is still kind of farmy. Then you get into, as you go further north, you get into Camden County. So Camden County is just 10 to 15 minutes away from Philadelphia, and it's really highly populated. So there are some really terrific towns in Camden County. The taxes are higher than a lot of the other counties in South Jersey, but it is a very popular place to live just because of proximity to the city. And it's a little bit further from the Jersey Shore because you're a little bit further west, but I'm going to say an hour, 15 minutes, hour and a half, depending on what shore points that you like. So Camden County is more highly populated. There are still some areas in Camden County that do have some acreage. And then you get into Burlington County. So Burlington County is a little bit piney. So it's adjacent to Wharton State Forest. So it's a little bit pinier than the rest of South Jersey. So there are some piney areas in Camden County, especially as you go further east away from Philadelphia. But Burlington County is a lot of pine trees, sandy trails, small towns, historic towns, but there is still towns like Marlton where there's tons of restaurants, there's lots of shopping centers, lots of commerce happening. So it's still a pretty highly populated area. Burlington County is huge. If you look on a map, you will see what I'm talking about. So regarding location, that's sort of the lay of the land. If you have any questions about any of this, please type them in the comments or feel free to contact me. My contact information is in the description. And I am going to dive deeper into all of this using YouTube Shorts. So I will have them coming up, but I just kind of wanted to give you an overview. If you're moving to South Jersey and you're like, I don't know if I'll like it there, what's it really like? And I've heard some things that aren't that great. So I just wanted to make this video just so you have that, but there will be deeper dives into everything that I am discussing on this video. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is the weather. So I have lived in a lot of places around the US, and I have to say, I love the weather in New Jersey because we have all four seasons and they are glorious. Each one of them is really special in its own way for different reasons. So the first thing that I want to discuss is our summer times. Our summer times are pretty hot and everybody goes to the shore. So the shore is typically about 10 to 20 degrees cooler than the mainland. So it is a very popular destination during the summer months. So we have pretty hot summers. They can be either dry or rainy depending on the season, so it fluctuates. Then we have a gorgeous fall. So This is a land of not only pines, so we have some evergreens, but lots of oak and maple trees. So our trees turn just these magnificent colors. It's so beautiful. And I just love that time of year because that's when everybody has their fireplaces going. You can smell fireplaces, and there are, like, New Jersey is the land of festivals. So there are so many festivals, apple festivals, pumpkin rides, haunted houses, like all kinds of things going on in the fall because the weather is cooler. Our falls, it gets pretty cool into the evenings, like down into the 40s. Right now in September, it gets down into like the 50s during nighttime, but during the day it is in the 70s, and it is just fantastic, like just perfect, not humid weather. So then as you get into winter, we do have snow. I am a snow lover, so it seems like there are two different rallies. It's the snow people and the non-snow people in New Jersey. So we do get a fair amount of snow most seasons, but we have gone seasons with no snow like last year. So I'm really hoping for snow this year. We do get some pretty significant snowstorms sometimes. Like in my lifetime, I've seen as much as 2 feet of snow. But for the most part, it's not like a winter wonderland, okay? So it is not like we have snow every day. Sometimes we'll go the whole season with no snow. But I'm really hoping for snow this year because I love it. It's so nice. A lot of times we'll just get 4 to 6 inches, and it's just beautiful. It's just like a crystal winter wonderland. So I love when we have snow. It's one of my favorite parts of living in New Jersey. I've lived down south quite a bit of time, and we didn't have snow, and so I just love having snow because it kind of gives you the feeling of, it's just so exciting. There is just this feeling in the air, and everybody's going to the grocery store, and you kind of hunker down for a day or two, so it's nice. And then the spring, we have a gorgeous spring, so everything just blooms. We are the Garden State, so there are plenty of varieties of trees and flowers here, so everything blooms. And it just gives you that spring fever feeling. So the weather is one of my favorite parts of living in New Jersey. So New Jersey also has a lot of historic charm. So I've spent a lot of time living in Orlando, Florida. And in Florida, there are definitely historic aspects to it and some historic buildings. But for the most part, it was built up, especially Central Florida, during the past century. But New Jersey and Philadelphia in particular have a long history going back hundreds of years. So we have a lot of towns here that were established in the 1600s and 1700s. So there is a ton of history, lots of historical churches, historical buildings. Philadelphia is 15 to 30 minutes away, depending on where you are in South Jersey, and is just filled with some of the best museums in the world. So you can find out a lot about history and the past of living in this region just locally. It's just a day trip or an afternoon. So that is something that I really like about living here, is having that history and being a part of it. That's something that I really enjoy about living in this region that I wasn't getting when I lived down south. So that brings me to food. All right, so I am a foodie. I love to eat, and we have the best restaurants. I mean, you may have heard the Northeast has fantastic food. So we have some of the best food that I've experienced anywhere in the US, namely pizza. Our pizza is awesome. You may have heard of New York City pizza. So we are very close to New York City. We're about an hour and a half drive. There's also the Acela train from Philadelphia. I think it's only 45 minutes you can get to New York City. So I also love New Jersey because we have accessibility to New York City. Washington, D.C. is about a 3-hour drive or so. You can also take the train right into Union Station. So lots of accessibility to the major cities, and therefore lots of accessibility to some of the best food in the world. So right here in South Jersey, we have great pizza and we have great bakeries. So I love our bakeries. We have, when I lived down south, really the only bakery was Publix, which is a grocery store. So they have a baked part of their store with baked goods, but it's not a bakery. So we have bakeries here in the US that just go in, and it's so nostalgic because it brings me back to my childhood, and just the like going in, and it just smells so good, and there's bread and rolls and cupcakes and cookies and just all the best stuff in the world. So I love it that we have great food here. So we are also very close to Philadelphia that has some really outstanding restaurants. So anything that you would want is there, like any sort of ethnic food. We have Chinatown. So Chinatown is open until like 2 o'clock in the morning, where you could go and just get a Chinese meal in the middle of the night. And they have all different kinds of ethnic food, as like the Italian, like South Philly Italian restaurants, so good. And I just didn't find this kind of food in other parts of the country. So I love the fact that we have so many different varieties of food and so much access to a lot of different foods that I didn't like. Down south, I felt like there were so many chain restaurants, and I love the South too for all of its own reasons. But I feel like the food here is one of the top reasons that I live here. So the last thing I want to talk about is education. So we have a great educational system. The Northeast in general has some of the best universities and the best school systems available. So here in South Jersey, we have Rowan, we have Rutgers, we have Stockton as far as colleges, and the school systems for high school, middle school, and elementary education are very highly rated. So the schools are very good in South Jersey, and just really like living here, I love it that we have access to all that. Like in other places that I've lived, it's been very specific, but here there's so much variety. I find it to be a very friendly place, and I like it that there is so much variety in the different counties that I discussed and different areas of New Jersey. Like they're all very different, but they're all so accessible. I mean, they're just a car ride away. I can literally go to the shore and be like in a different world in an hour. So if you have any questions about anything that I've discussed, please let me know. I'm happy to help you if you are moving to South Jersey and help you to get acclimated and learn some more about the region, as well as show you some more about what this area has to offer, just because I really just love to talk about it. So I love to talk about real estate. I love to teach you all about buying, selling, creative techniques, like everything that I talk about, but I also like to talk about where I live. So I will show you more of that in the shorts. So please subscribe to my channel. Not only does it help my channel and get this information out to more people, but it will also, you will get a notification when I make a new video, and let me know what you need. All right. Thank you.